Well, good morning. Thanks for joining me. A couple minutes late, but I'm here. So go ahead and start laying down on your back. As you come down to rest on your back, just take a moment to bend your knees, let them sway side to side a few times. Checking in with your hips, your low back, your spine. All right, then we'll take both knees in toward the chest. Give them a gentle squeeze and let your knees separate enough so that your feet have some space to rotate. You can rotate through the ankles, wiggle and move the toes, rotate both ways. All right, then let the legs come back together and roll to your left side. As you roll to the left, you might rest your head on your left arm, the floor, or a soft prop. And then we'll take the right hand to the right shoulder and start to circle. A couple of times in one direction, and a couple of times the opposite way. All right, and then if you are laying on your left arm, just untuck it so that you can stack your arms with the right hand on top and then take a breath in here. As you exhale, sweep the right arm up and over towards the floor behind you. Again, as you inhale, arms come back together. Exhale and twist. One more like that, breathing in and breathing out. And then just make any little adjustment to your position to make yourself even 5% more comfortable. Really allow the body to be supported by all of the surfaces that you're touching. And let yourself drop heavy into that support. Take one more round of breath. And then as you guide your knees back to center, we'll cross the right ankle over the left thigh. Bring the legs in towards the chest. Reach through for your left leg and rock a little side to side. If it's not comfortable to reach all the way through to that left leg, you could just grab the right leg itself, because that's the one we're trying to stretch anyway. All right, take one more cycle of breath. And then release both feet down to the floor. And once again, sway the knees gently from side to side. All right, and then as you gradually come to stillness, then we'll roll to the right side. As before, you might rest your head on your right arm, the floor, or a soft prop. Take your left hand to your left shoulder and start to circle a couple of times in one direction. And a couple of times the opposite way. All right, then if you are laying on your right arm, go ahead and release it so that you can stack your arms here, fingertips reaching in the direction that you're looking. And then with the palms together, take a breath in and exhale and twist. Left arm up and over toward the floor behind you. Twice more, inhale, arms back together. Exhale and twist. And one more, breathing in and breathing out. Again, make any small adjustment to your position to be even a little bit more comfortable, a little bit more able to relax into the shape. Begin to notice the way that you're breathing. What sensation arises as you breathe in? And what do you feel as you breathe out? All right, take one more breath here. And then ease your legs back to center. This time crossing the left ankle over the right thigh. Bring the legs into the chest. Again, reaching through for that right leg. Or if it's not comfortable to grab the right leg, just grab the left leg itself. That's the one we're trying to stretch anyway. Rock a little side to side. All right, again, release your feet to the floor. One more time, swaying the knees side to side. All right, then roll to one side and bring yourself up and onto hands and knees. As you come to hands and knees, start with your hands underneath your shoulders, your knees underneath your hips. And we'll start with a few cycles of cat and cow. So each time you inhale, let the belly drop, lift your head and tail. Each time you exhale, tuck the tail, round the back, bring your chin toward your chest. And just move at your own speed. Kind of moving with the breath here. So slow down the breath so that you can slow down the movement. All right, one more cycle of breath. As you bring your torso back to neutral, tuck your toes under, lift your knees, take your hips up into the air. Begin to lift and lower the heels a few times as you sense into your feet, your ankles, the backs of the legs. All right, with your next inhale, rock forward into plank pose, taking your shoulders over your wrists. Then as you exhale, lift back into downward dog. Do that again. Inhale, rock forward, finding your plank. Exhale, shift back. All right, now this time, inhale, rock forward, but pause here and just lower your knees. So your knees are still back, lift your feet, and then you're a relatively straight line from your knees to your head. So now you're in knee plank. Take one more breath in. Now, as you exhale, bend your elbows, bring your belly and chest all the way to the floor. Bring the arms forward so that your elbows are roughly underneath your shoulders. Turn your palms up and give them a gentle squeeze and release a few times. All right, turn the palms back down. Begin to turn the head gently from side to side. All right, and then the next time your head comes to center, drop your chin toward your chest. And gently lift the head up. Again, dropping down. And lifting up. Once more, dropping down. And lifting up. All right, lower your heart down to the floor. Press back up onto hands and knees. This time, take your knees close together, and then we'll lift the left knee up and out to the side. Begin to rotate through your hip. So left knee draws a circle. All right, change directions. All right, with your next inhale, left foot reaches back. Exhale, left knee into the chest. Again, inhale, reach back. Exhale, knee in. And one more inhale back. And exhale, knee in. All right, as you reach your left leg back this time, cross it over the right leg, drop the toes. Curve the spine to the right so you're peeking back at your left foot. You might even spin your fingers out as you do this to ease the pressure on your wrists if you're feeling that. All right, one more round of breath. All right, so with your torso coming back to neutral, pick your left leg up and swing it all the way out to the side, so directly out from your hip. Walk the hands in, lifting up. Take the left hand to rest on the left leg and right arm up alongside the head. And sensing all the way down the right side of the body. All right, as you next inhale, lift up. And then exhale, release that right arm. Take both hands behind the back and interlace your fingers. Squeeze the shoulder blades together as you start to open up across the chest. Now, maybe you keep your elbows bent, maybe you straighten your arms. Check and see how it feels across the chest. What allows you to get a better sense of opening across the chest? Sometimes elbows bent works better. All right, and then from here, we'll scoot the knuckles over towards the left side of the waist. And so this kind of looks like that on the back. All right, then let your head drop over to the left. So you're starting to stretch the right side of your neck. Relax the facial muscles, the jaw. All right, slowly lift the head back up. Release the arms. Now step your left foot forward into a lunge. Take your right hand down to the floor. Scoot the right knee back a little bit so you've got a sensation of stretch between your knees. Now, your right hand on the floor might be a flat palm. You might come up onto a fist. You might grab a block if you have one or would like to use one. Gives you a little bit of extra height here If bringing the torso this far forward isn't comfortable, elevating your hand might help. So left hand to left thigh as you gently twist towards the left leg. As you allow your hips to drop toward the floor, gently engage the abdominals to help support the low back. All right, we'll take 3 rounds of breath. All right, after your third breath, release your left hand down to the floor, shift your hips back, take that left leg back. Hands come back underneath the shoulders, knees back underneath the hips, tuck your toes again, lift up into downward dog. All right, inhale, rock forward, finding plank. Exhale, shift back, downward dog. Again, inhale, coming forward, find your plank. Lengthen head to feet. Exhale, back, downward dog. All right, this third time, inhale forward. And then as we did before, drop to your knees, but lift your feet. So knees are further away than the hips. So knee plank. One more breath in. Exhale, bend your elbows and bring your belly and chest all the way to the floor. Release your feet. All right, now this time keep your hands kind of near your chest, but just to the outsides of the shoulders. All right, as we inhale, we'll press down into the hands, lifting the chest up, but draw the elbows in, reaching the heart forward, shoulders down. And then exhale, lower your heart. We'll do this 2 more times. Inhale, press down with your hands. Lift your head and chest, elbows in, shoulders down. Exhale, lower the heart. All right, one more. Inhale. And exhale. All right, press back up onto hands and knees. Knees come back together. This time, right knee lifts up and out to the side. Start to rotate a couple of times in one direction. And a couple of times the opposite way. All right, next time you inhale, reach the right foot back. Exhale, knee into the chest and round your back. Again, inhale, reach back. Exhale, knee in. One more inhale back. And exhale, knee in. All right, as you reach your right leg back in space, now cross it over the left leg, drop the toes. Curve the spine to the left, peeking back at the right foot. And again, you might spin your fingers out to ease the pressure on your wrists. Sensing all the way up the right side of the body. All right, as you bring your torso back to neutral, pick that right leg up and swing it all the way out to the right side. So directly out from your hip, walk your hands in, lifting up. We'll take the right hand to rest on the right leg. Left arm up alongside the head. All right, breathing in, lift up. Breathing out, release your arm. All right, again, take the hands behind the back. As you interlace your fingers this time, take your opposite thumb on top. So even with something like crossing our fingers, we have a habit. So take your other thumb on top, kind of swapping the other fingers down. So crossing your fingers the weird way. Squeeze the shoulder blades together as we did before, opening up across the chest. Maybe your elbows are bent. Maybe your arms are straight. See which way feels more interesting in your shoulders and across your chest. All right, and then we'll scoot the knuckles over towards the right side of the waist. Let the head fall to the right. So now you're feeling into the left side of the neck. All right, take one more breath. And then as you ease your head up to center, release your arms. Take a big step forward with your right foot as you come into your long lunge. Left hand comes down to the floor. Scoot the left knee back just a little bit. Remembering that the hand on the floor could be a palm, could be up on a fist, or you could have your hand on a block. Right hand to right thigh as you gently twist to the right. All right, take 3 cycles of breath. All right, and then after your third breath, release your right hand to the floor. Take the right leg back. Once again, tucking the toes, lift up into downward dog. All right, so this time from downward dog, walk your hands and feet toward each other so that you end up in a forward fold. Knees slightly bent. Release the weight of your head, gently shake it yes and no. All right, walk your hands up the fronts of your legs, rising to stand. So we'll do a breathing practice called Breath of Joy. And in this breathing practice, you'll breathe in 3 times through your nose, and then you'll breathe out 1 time through your mouth. So as you're breathing in, you'll take your arms forward and then out and then up. So, and then you'll exhale out your mouth, bend your knees, sweep your arms back. All right, so we'll do this roughly 20 rounds of breath, but I never count, so it's in that vicinity. So stand in a way that you're comfortable. So usually maybe feet are a little bit wider than the hips so that you have a really stable base. If you stand with your feet real close together, it's going to be more wobbly. So a little wider than the hips is helpful for most. All right, have some bounce in your knees and let's begin. Last one. And now pause, folded about halfway forward. Forearms resting on the thighs, your knees a little bent. Take a few rounds of breath, feeling the back expand as you inhale. And feeling your muscles relax a bit as you exhale. All right, gradually come all the way back up to stand. Step near the back of the mat. Now, as you inhale, press your hips back. Take your arms forward, landing in chair pose. Pause here, sensing the weight moving back towards the heels. Get light in your toes. As you exhale, just release the arms down and back, very similar to the breathing practice we were just doing. But just see how far back your arms are able to go, sensing into the shoulders. Again, with the inhale, arms go forward and up. Exhale, just the arms down and back. All right, one more inhale. And this time, as you exhale, fold over your legs, walk out to downward dog. All right, releasing down to your knees. We'll come into a seated position. Can be helpful to sit up on a cushion or a block, potentially, just to give your torso a little bit of elevation here. So with your right leg straight, bend your left knee, walk the foot in, and then cross the left foot over to the outside of the right knee. All right, let your right arm take hold of your left leg. So it might be elbow around the knee. It might be hand grabbing the shin. It might be elbow to the outside of the knee, depending on your proportions and what's comfortable and possible. And then just take your left arm back behind you and let the hand touch the floor. All right. Inhale, grow tall. Exhale, feel the torso twisting to the left and just let your arms support that twist. Rather than force you deeper into the twist, let the arms just support what the torso is able to do. And then turn the head to look back. Turn the head to look forward, spotting the right big toe, and then keep turning the head to the right as far as is comfortable and possible. And then turn the head back over to the left. And just allow your head this gentle turning side to side as you breathe. All right, take one more round of breath. And then start to release the twist from your head and neck, your shoulders, and the rest of the torso. All right, so we'll switch the legs. Let your left leg straighten. Bend your right knee, walk your foot in, and then cross that right foot over to the outside of the left knee. And then left hand connects with the right leg. Again, maybe it's elbow around the shin. Maybe it's hand holding the shin. Maybe it's elbow to the outside of the right knee. But then sweep your right arm back behind you, letting your hand come down to touch the floor. As you inhale, grow tall, lifting up through the crown of your head. And exhale as you twist. And turn the head to look back. And then turn the head slowly to look forward, spotting your left big toe. Keep turning the head as far as is comfortable and possible to the left. And then turn the head back over to the right. Continuing to breathe slow and steady. Noticing all the subtle sensations within the body. All right, take one more cycle of breath. Then just begin to release the rotation nice and slow. Let your leg uncross. And then we'll do one more breathing practice that is balancing for the left and right sides of the body. It's called alternate nostril breathing, Nadi Shodhana. So you'll be using your right hand to do this. So take your second and third fingers, your peace fingers, in toward the palm so that you have your thumb and your ring finger to block the nostrils. So right thumb comes to the right nostril, and then inhale through the left side. Close it off, open the right side, and exhale. Inhale, right side. Close it off, exhale, left side. Inhale, left. Exhale, right. Inhale, right. Exhale, left. Inhale, left. Exhale, right. Inhale, right. Exhale, left. Now keep going at your own speed. All right, so after the next time that you exhale through your left nostril, go ahead and release your hand down and just feel the breath flowing in and out of the body without restriction. All right, as we bring our palms together in front of the heart, we bow to the light within ourselves as well as each other. Thank you again for practicing with me today. If you have any questions, please feel free to leave a comment. And I will see you next time. Bye-bye.